she is, safe and sound. Eh?
Congratulations, Father.
A week late, but there she is. Months in the African ports, but he's come back to you now.
Thank you.
You see him, Mercedes?
Monsieur Morel.
Yes, dear girl?
The flag is at half-mast. Anand, what can it be?
Edmund, my dear boy, I am glad to see you. But what does the flag mean? Where is Captain Leclerc?
We have had a tragedy at sea, monsieur. The captain died off Civitavecchia, sir. A brain fever.
Leclerc? Dead?
Buried at sea, sir.
And the cargo?
All safe, sir. I think you'll find everything to your satisfaction, Monsieur Morel.
Good, Danglars.
After the misfortune, who took charge, you or Danglars?
You know, sir. Scarcely was the breath out of the good captain's body, then Monsieur Dantes assumed command without consulting anybody.
As captain's mate, it was my duty to take command, sir.
You did well, my boy. Very well. Next to a death at sea, Edmund, all else is insignificant. But were there any other incidents which should be brought to my attention?
Yes, sir, one. Bring the prisoner forward.
Caderousse?
4 days ago, during the burial ceremony, he was caught pilfering stores in the forecastle.
True, Caderousse? Have you now added petty thievery to your other accomplishments?
If the almighty Monsieur Dantes says so, then I'm a thief.
Shall we turn him over to the police?
I wouldn't imprison any man used to the freedom of the sea, sir. But I'd not have him on my ship.
Your ship, young man?
I spoke...
As acting captain, I know. And as such, what are your orders?
You're free, Caderousse. But don't show your face to me again.
You must stop being so generous to the world, Monsieur Dantes. God will get jealous. Father, Danglars tells me that on the way home the ship puts in at Elba.
Elba? Why Elba? My ships have no business at Elba.
Captain's orders, sir. And the captain was the only man to go ashore.
Why? Could it be that he had some business with Napoleon?
He didn't tell me the purpose of his visit to the island, sir.
Strange.
Pass to your pretty little cousin Mercedes.
Don't put your Mercedes name in your mouth.
Sit down. Please. Both of them. Be quiet. Listen to me. I think I see a way to remove this impediment from the lives of all of us. Question, what is the fate of a Bonapartist in these marching times?
He's Dantes, Bonapartist.
On the way home, our ship put in at Elba.
Elba.
Where the captain went ashore. 2 days later, before he died, he handed Dantes an envelope. So use your imagination. I'm suggesting that Captain Leclerc went ashore to consort with Napoleon Bonaparte himself. I'm suggesting that envelope contains secret orders. I'm proposing that we take advantage of the possibilities in this situation. Waiter! Pen, paper, ink!
A moment, monsieur, please. Just a moment.
Edmund?
Yes, Father.
I am an old man without manners, but I must ask Mercedes a question.
What is it?
That young lieutenant, your cousin, Fernand Mondego, I am told he loves you too.
Fernand Mondego is loved and lost. The way of the world, Father.
Fernand is a fiery young man, a Spaniard. I do not want him coming at you one dark night with that long knife.
My blade is a match for any Spaniard knife.
But...
Father, this is no time for bad thoughts. We have good news for you tonight.
Yes, tell him now.
No, Mondego, I think you'd better write it. Mine is too fine a hand. This requires something a little rougher. Address it, the prosecutor, the Port of Marseille.
The prosecutor?
The prosecutor. Begin as follows. Monsieur.
A captain?
Yes, I've been made captain. With 100 gold sovereigns paid per voyage and a share in the profits.
My boy, my boy.
Tell him the rest, Edward.
Father, with the first money I touch, I mean you to have a house of your own.
With a garden to plant your larkspur, your roses, your flowering vines.
What do you see?
Oh, nothing?
Nothing.
Oh, Fernand, what is happening?
You don't! Take your hands off her! Don't touch her!
You are the mate of the Argus.
Yes, Monsieur le Prosecutor.
You don't seem to be dressed for a conspiracy.
Conspiracy? I was arrested at the rehearsal for my wedding. Tomorrow I'm to be married.
Have you ever served under the usurper Bonaparte?
Bonaparte? Bonaparte? What are you saying, monsieur? I don't...
It is reported that your political affinities are extremist.
Affinities? Monsieur de Villefort, all I know is my work. I love the sea. I love my fiancée. I love my father. These are my affinities. If they're political, then they are, as you say, sir, extremist.
I believe that. Do you recognize this writing?
No, sir.
Are you sure? Is it true?
No, sir.
Did your captain give you an envelope?
Yes, sir.
Where is it?
I carry it with me.
Give it to me.
I gave him my word, sir.
I order you in the name of the king to give it to me.
In the name of the king. Of course, sir. What does it say, monsieur?
Had you known the contents of this letter, you wouldn't be carrying it on your person. You would have denied any knowledge of it when I asked for it. That you actually surrendered it to me clearly establishes your innocence of any complicity in this affair.
Then, if I am innocent, monsieur...
Go back to your bride-to-be.
God bless you, Monsieur de Villefort.
Oh, one more thing.
Yes, monsieur.
I see no address on the envelope.
I was told when and where to deliver it.
When?
Tonight, sir.
To what address?
15 Avenue Montaigne.
To any particular person there?
Yes, sir. A Monsieur Noirtier.
Say the name once more.
Francois de Noirtier. Is that all, monsieur?
No. A few more questions. Do you know this person, this Noirtier?
Oh, no, sir.
Have you spoken his name to anyone?
To no one but you, sir.
Good. I'm sorry to tell you this, but I cannot dismiss you right now.
Why not, monsieur?
Yours is a political arrest. I must detain you overnight. That is the law, unfortunately. You will be dismissed in the morning. I guarantee it. You see, the principal charge against you is this letter. Without the letter, there is no evidence against you whatsoever.
Monsieur de Villefort, you are a good man.
Now, listen carefully. Should anyone interrogate you, you don't speak a word about this letter.
No, sir, I will not.
And you have never heard the name of Noirtier?
Never.
Splendid. You will be taken to the Palais de Justice just for the night, so don't worry. It is only a formality. Take it. Noirtier. Must that name pursue me like a demon to my grave?
Pardon, monsieur. This is not the way to the Palais de Justice. Monsieur, in the name of mercy, where are you taking me?
I'll give you, in the name of mercy, good advice. Close your mouth.
But Monsieur de Villefort told me we were to go to the Palais
Young
de
men
Justice.
always follow good advice.
Good evening, Monsieur Noirtier.
What does, devil?
You're expecting a messenger.
But not you, that's impossible.
Me, no. No. To put the circumstance in a nutshell, your messenger was intercepted, Father.
And the message?
Destroyed. Sit down, please. Sit down. The paper was destroyed. The message is now written in here, written intact. Dates, names, places. All the details of your precious little emperor's intended escape from Elba. I have no intention of telling it to you.
Nice to see you, my son.
Nice to see you, Father. I know you would never betray your comrades, but betray them you will if you don't do exactly as I say, for I will then reveal all their names to the police.
Always the cunning devil. Ever the selfish little beast.
You have been my secret embarrassment ever since I started my public career. My own father, a follower of Napoleon. I have lived with the fear of discovery long enough. Your days in this foolish cause are now over. From now on, you will never be out of my sight. Indeed, you come with me to Paris tonight.
To Paris?
Yes, it seems I have news for His Majesty's government. Don't worry. I will give no names involved in the escape. Only the facts. They should be enough, I think, to astonish the bureaucracy of Paris and bring me to the attention of the king himself. You will soon be the father of an important man. Doesn't that please you? It should.
Taking me there!
Tell me where I am.
My friend, you are now in residence at the Chateau d'If.
Well, there's been a mistake. I was ordered to the Palais de Justice. It was Monsieur de Villefort's order. Send for Monsieur de Villefort.
Would you like me to send for the king as well? Or the queen?
Listen to me. Come back. Monsieur de Villefort is my friend. He will be very angry. Come back. At least take a letter to my wife. What have I done? What is my crime? first. Listen to me a moment. Just one moment. Tell me, how can I arrange to see the warden?
Someday.
Someday? But I'm to be released today. Today! Monsieur de Villefort's orders.
And who's Monsieur de Villefort?
Mercedes.
Hungry yet, monsieur? Or do we start one more day?
Oh, wait.
Wait!
Ah, nasty little stomach. Wins over the stout heart once again. Well, well.
Hello? Hello? Are you a prisoner? Can you hear me?
Edmond Dantes.
Why are you here?
They said I was a Bonapartist.
How long have you been here?
I don't know. I was imprisoned on the 28th of February, 1815.
10 years.
How long have you been here?
I will push the stone from this side.
I am the Abbe Faria, born in Italy, raised a priest in Italy. I've been in this place since 1810, 15 years. The glorious wisdom of the political world, Monsieur Dantes. You are here because they said you were for Bonaparte. I was in prison for being against him. 5 years ago, I laid my plans for escape. My calculations took me a year. To make the necessary tools took me a year. I've been digging for 3 years.
3 years.
I had but one mathematical instrument, this one. And now I find it was guilty of an inaccuracy. I took this wall for the sea wall of the prison. I calculated 40 degrees instead of 50.
You were digging for the seawall?
Come with me.
My mallet. Chisel.
Where did you get them?
I made them.
What is this?
In simple terms, it just means just 12:15 o'clock.
A clock?
A clock, calendar, astronomical chart. Here, I have something to show you. My milk. needle made from a fishbone. Like my chisel made from one of the iron clamps of my bedstead. Like my pincers. And my knife. And my lamp.
A lamp needs oil?
Which I make from the suet of the meat they give us on holy days.
How do you light your lamp?
Oh, I claim to have a skin disease. I sometimes ask for sulfur to relieve the pain, from which I replenish my match. Now, all this for a tunnel for my hope and salvation. Now my dead hope. 5 years spent on a tunnel that leads not to freedom, but to another man's cell.
Abbe Faria, listen. Your tunnel runs in the same direction as the outer gallery.
Yes.
The seawall is here. I can just glimpse it from my window. Half your tunnel runs in the right direction. From the center point, we turn. You call it 50 degrees, I say 2 points more north by northeast. And dig to the seawall about 100 meters.
My tunnel runs in the right direction.
How long will it take?
2 others, 4 years.
All the things you know?
Yes. Mathematics, theology, philosophy, living languages and dead languages, the history of the world. I give thanks to heaven. I'll be able to teach once more. Edmund, for today's lesson in philosophical logic, let's apply our brains to some deductive thinking in the case of Edmond Dantes. First, to whom could your imprisonment, your disappearance, have been of some benefit? Consider, you were about to be appointed captain of the Argus. To whom would that position go should you suddenly vanish?
Danglars.
Item. Who would Mercedes turn to were Edmond Dantes suddenly to vanish?
Mondego.
Item. One night you saw Danglars and Mondego in a cafe writing with
Caderousse.
Could they have been writing the letters that accused you, these three?
Danglars. Mondego. Caderousse.
You were examined by the prosecutor of the port, who was very sympathetic. He burned the letter which was addressed to Noirtier. Noirtier. I knew a person of that name at the court of the Queen of Etruria, an ardent disciple of Napoleon. Edmund, what was your prosecutor called?
De Villefort. What have I said?
You have unlocked the whole mystery. My friend at the court of Etruria, the most ardent Bonapartist I've ever known. His name was Noirtier de Villefort.
His brother?
No, my age.
His father?
I presume so.
His own father, a Bonapartist?
So, he destroys your letter.
And And you.
Sometimes I regret that I helped him discover the truth. I see too much in his face that was never there before.
Mondego.
Vengeance belongs to the Lord, Edmund. Turn away from such unholy thoughts before they destroy you.
The Rus filth.
Edmund! Edmund!
Dear God, what is it?
Edmund.
I'm ill.
I'm dying.
You must live. I'll finish the tunnel myself.
Edmund, you must finish the tunnel and escape. Find the treasure.
Treasure? What's this? A map.
Of the island of Monte Cristo. This is the lost map of Cesare's father, with whose death in 1498 vanished one of the great treasures of the world. This fortune has been buried on Monte Cristo for 3.5 centuries. Oh, Edmund, I wanted us to find this treasure together. Now it is for you to find alone. Do great charitable deeds with it. Spend this fortune which God has been hoarding for you in good and holy ways. Edmund, you must escape and find the treasure. My profession forbade me to marry, so you are my son, the child of my captivity. Make thy works of goodness a memorial to me.
What is such treasure to me? My real treasure lies here. You have enriched me beyond...
Breakfast.
Yeah, he's done all right, the poor old lunatic.
You'll get the sack.
wait for the tide to change. Come on.
He's heavy.
Dead.
No, he's half alive.
Wake up, old man.
How do you know that he's old?
Look at him.
Where am I?
Aboard the good ship, Legorno, out of Corsica. I am the captain. Bertuccio is my name. This is my mate, Jacopo. Now, who are you? Eh? What is your name?
Where do you go?
The island of Rion.
The top two currents should take us there in 2 hours.
You know these waters, huh?
Bertuccio, Jacopo. What are Italians doing in these waters?
I think you have already guessed.
How is the smuggling these days, good?
Terrible. We need a navigator. A navigator who knows his way in this jungle of waters. Would you join us? Natalie. Who are you? What is your name? Where do you come from? There is no sign of a shipwreck. There's been a storm. The cannon of Chateau d'If. You?
Jacopo, on this boat, a man's business is his business.
You have a young man's steel. How old are you?
If this is the year 1829, is it?
Of course.
Then I am 33 years old. And I will be 34 years old. Only because of you, my good friends.
The priest is there.
Well?
Mercedes is married.
To Mondego?
To Perna Mondego.
And?
Tell me. I don't know why I must be the one to tell. Your father is dead. And Edmund, these burns in my throat. Of starvation. Your father died of starvation.
God had delivered me into the hands of two smugglers who breathed life back into me, befriended me on faith alone, asking no questions, until the day I was strong enough to fulfill my promise to the Abbé Faria.
The entire Spada fortune is buried on Monte Cristo. It's been there for 3.5 centuries. Oh, Edmund, I wanted us to find this treasure together. Now it is for you to find alone. Do great charitable deeds with it. Spend this fortune which God has been hoarding for you in good and holy ways.
Was I only humoring the fancies of a beloved madman? By coming to the island of Monte Cristo, was I simply laying the spirit of the Abbey to eternal rest? Or was there a hope in my heart of hearts that his map would truly be the end of the rainbow? promise you by the God I had for so long forsaken. I promise you we will build your hospitals and house your orphans. I promise you there will be a flood of good things in 100 abandoned corners of the earth, and all in your name. And I promise you, Edmond Dantes, imprisoned in the prime of life, banished from the world for 14 years, I promise you, Edmond Dantes, you shall have your revenge.
Bertuccio! The world is mine!
He did say a quarter after the hour.
He did, Baron Danglars.
Such panache! He takes the most splendid cast in the whole of the landscape of France. Such abandon he spends. Oh, my word, how the man spends. Such mystery. All these rumors of a harem on the top of his castle. These whispers of a fleet of pirate ships prowling the Mediterranean. How did he contact the bank?
I was approached by his equerry, sir. A rough-looking fellow with a terrible scar.
Yes, typical. An equerry with a scar. He has all the trappings of the exotic. Mystery clings to him like scandal. What an aura of legend is spread around Europe in the last 5 years. His own intelligence network, the tentacles around the world, a whole army of agents ceaselessly questing for what? Huh? Nobody knows. Then this pasha of mystery, this Maecenas from nowhere, is coming to see me. What time is my appointment with the prosecutor?
Not until 11, monsieur.
What is it?
The Count of Monte Cristo.
Well, show him in. My dear Count, I am the Baron Danglars. Sit down, do sit down, Monsieur le Comte.
Baron Danglars, I came to Paris intending to stay only a month. I've since decided to stay on another 2 or 3.
Paris will be proud.
I've been banking out of my pocket thus far. Now I wish to open an account with your establishment. As an opening account, shall we say 5 million? Marvelous. The power of little pieces of paper, my dear Baron. As marvelous as any creation of man, including his poetry, music, and painting. Who handles money properly is also an artist.
Yes, yes.
5.
Monsieur, I shall take
Advise me through my staff. I thank you.
Monsieur the Count.
I am impressed by your head of Imhotep, sir. A fine specimen.
Imhotep, yes. And this one, sir.
A most ingenious figure.
Thank you. Oh, thank you indeed, sir. Is there any other service we can render in the meantime? Some convenience?
In point of fact, Baron.
Whatever the Count of Monte Cristo may desire.
I make my home in the country, monsieur.
Yes, I know.
But now, for convenience, I've taken an apartment on the Champs-Élysées. I'm told there have been random robberies in the neighborhood. For police protection, to whom does one apply?
And all papers in the case should be consigned to the King's attorney.
At once, Monsieur de Villefort.
Thank you.
The Baron Danglars.
Danglars, you are late.
My dear de Villefort, I have the honor to present the Count of Monte Cristo.
The Count?
Of Monte Cristo.
My dear Count, welcome to my house.
Monsieur.
Please sit down.
I hope I'm not intruding on the business of the day.
Intruding? Not at all. A minor matter, all dispensed with. Surely, you've been reading about this cutthroat, Jacques Benoit, who killed the brother of Senator Gallimard.
Yes. Has a judgment been reached?
Indeed. The guillotine.
If a man tortures and murders your brother or your son or your father, kills one of those beings who leave an eternal emptiness and a bleeding wound when they're torn from your heart, do you really think society has given you sufficient reparation because the blade of the guillotine has passed between the murderer's trapezius and his occipital bone? Because the man who caused you immeasurable suffering has endured a few seconds of physical pain?
My dear Count, are you suggesting the medieval way, torture?
I am suggesting the holy remedy. An eye for an eye.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Indeed. Very interesting.
Well, when the Count mentioned to me that he was seeking police protection for his residence, I took the liberty of...
This office is at the service of the Count of Monte Cristo. We can post police officials on both streets of his residence, front and rear, as many as you may desire.
Monsieur de Villefort is too generous.
Paris must do its very best for distinguished visitors.
Father, you promised to come and see Grandfather this morning. The morning is half gone. You know he frets. Good morning, Baron Danglars. Good morning, sir. How long will this business take? You know he must eat a nap. Since when do you have such visitors, Father? This gentleman doesn't look like a criminal or a lawyer.
I'm afraid my daughter is outspoken to a fault and slightly ill-mannered. Please forgive her.
Father.
Valentine, I have the honor to present the Count of Monte Cristo.
Monte Cristo? Oh, sir. I shall be the envy of every girl in Paris. What they're saying is true. You are handsome. And are you as rich as they say, monsieur?
Rich in experience, mademoiselle. Rich in years. And growing richer by the moment in my appreciation of the loveliness of Paris.
Monsieur, you busy?
Am I?
Do me the greatest of favors. Will you come to me, my grandfather?
Valentine, will you stop this nonsense?
You would brighten his life for many days to come.
Mademoiselle honors me.
The Count of Monte Cristo. How extraordinary. But how did you manage to bring him here?
As a matter of fact, it wasn't easy.
Grandfather, I bring you the Count of Monte Cristo. Here you see how influential I am. The man all Paris is gasping to meet, and I bring him to your room. Monsieur le Comte, my grandfather, Monsieur de Noirtier de Villefort.
Honored, monsieur.
My grandfather is paralyzed, monsieur, from an old wound at Austerlitz. He can speak only with his eyes. What is it you want, grandfather? Another pillow? Some water? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. G. Barrois, he wants his glasses. He's delighted to see you. Are you not, grandfather? What other language do we need? Barrois, is it time to start his meal? My grandfather is a prisoner of his body, monsieur. But his will is like his mind, unconquerable.
He possesses what few men can boast of. The devotion of one loving heart.
That's a lonely statement, monsieur.
Monsieur Albert is here, mademoiselle.
Albert! Oh, monsieur, please, I shall return immediately.
You must excuse me, sir, if I seem to stare. It doesn't often happen that a man may gaze upon the one great nemesis of his life. Don't strain for explanations, monsieur. It is now my turn to leave you with a mystery. Until the day I explain myself to your son.
Monsieur le Comte, may I present Albert Mondego?
Monsieur, it is a great honor.
You honor me, monsieur.
All Paris speaks of you, monsieur. Good morning, monsieur. All Paris yearns to shake the hand of a mysterious stranger. And here am I.
And here you are shaking that hand straight from his arm.
The city is on fire, monsieur. We talk about the Count of Monte Cristo.
Control yourself.
My father, monsieur. Even my father's caught up in the game. He says you're an Oriental because he says he met you in Turkey. Because my father was once ambassador to the kingdom of Yanina. Surely you've heard of my father, the Count of Mondego.
Who has not heard of the great General Fernand Mondego? A man I've always wanted to meet.
My dear Count, I'm the father of Albert.
General.
My son astonishes me. I had no idea he had reached so high in the social scale.
It is I who am scaling the heights, monsieur. Who has not heard of the great exploits on the battlefield of General Mondego?
My dear Count.
Monsieur le Count, may I present my mother, the Countess of Mondego?
Ah, monsieur, my son is still a child who plays childish games. He tells me we have a visitor and he refuses to give me his name. He says I shall be delightfully surprised. We have not met before, have we, monsieur? Have I the honor of addressing monsieur?
Your servant, madam, the Count of Monte Cristo.
You saw her? She knew you?
She thinks she knows me, but she refuses to believe what she thinks.
And when she does believe it?
It will be too late, Princess. We shall move like the sword of the Lord with a terrible swiftness.
You love her still?
No.
She cannot influence you. She cannot dissuade you. Answer me, please.
No power in heaven or earth could dissuade me. No angel, no demon could keep me from my revenge.
Good, my lord, good. Remember, your revenge is my revenge.
Ali, the Mondego papers. Villefort?
We have only to hear from the doctor.
Danglars.
We have all the documents, master.
Good. The public sees Villefort as the loving father, devoted son, the faithful watchdog of the law. Danglars is the financial wizard, advisor to great fortunes, the lion who guards the nation's wealth. Mondego is the great war hero, favorite of the boulevards, affectionately called the Peacock for his many decorations. Well, we know Villefort is a wolf, Danglars a pig, Mondego a hyena, and we're finally ready to go hunting.
Good. Very good. The wrist. The wrist. Good. Very good. You are the master now. I'm the pupil.
Put it back. You've had a devil of a time finding you.
People usually do.
6 years ago, you were sentenced to the galleys. The charge was smuggling. Escaped from the galleys. Caught. Sentenced to life in the galleys. You escaped again.
Read on. I find myself fascinating.
You've been a thief, smuggler, embezzler, possibly an assassin, during the course of which you've learned to speak fluent Italian.
Perfetto, signore.
From now on, you are Andrea, the Count of Cavalcanti.
Am I?
You are the son of Major Bartolomeo di Cavalcanti, a descendant of the Cavalcanti whose names are inscribed in the Golden Book of Florence. You are very rich.
Good. I spend a lot of money, of course.
Of course. You will take apartments which I've selected for you on the Faubourg. You will have 3 servants. You will purchase a carriage, go to Baptiste for it, the horses from Devedeux. You will pay court to a beautiful young girl. I wish you to do it expensively. For the next few weeks, when you're not with her, you will be seen everywhere with me.
Ah, the Count accompanies the Count.
Precisely. Now, what is your name?
The Count of Cavalcanti.
Glad you could come. It's a pleasure to see you, dear Count.
May I present my friend Il Conte di Cavalcanti, whom you were gracious enough to include in your invitation?
Yes. Any friend of Monte Cristo, of course. May I present my daughter, Valentine?
Mademoiselle.
Monsieur le Comte.
Cavalcanti is in Paris on family business.
And he leaves his wife in Italy?
Oh, he's unmarried.
Oh. Have you known him long?
But a few days. He came to me with letters of introduction from my brokers in Rome. I know his family, of course. All Italy knows the Cavalcanti, who were rich when the Medici were peasant stock.
I invest my client's money in civil wars and cataclysms. Shall I have a client left tomorrow? You have another suggestion, have you?
Yes, make good all losses.
Yes. From the bank's reserves.
From your own.
You're insane.
I can place the order to sell now, monsieur.
What is it you want of me?
A little of your time, for which you'll be paid.
I am your servant, sir.
Your name is Caderousse.
It is my real name. How did you know?
You've spent 7 years of your life in His Majesty's galleys. You made one attempt to escape.
Yes. And if it were not for
your
certain...
companion in escape, he played you false.
Faustino. My life is dedicated to one purpose. Find him and kill him.
Revenge is a sweet thing to live for, or die for. Sir, I have other pressing business which should take only a moment. Would it inconvenience you to wait outside?
I'm your servant, sir.
Monsieur?
Monsieur?
Faustino!
Faustino. God is sometimes good.
What black hole in hell did you come back to life?
From the cul-de-sac in which you left me to die.
Did you see? He attacked me. What could I do?
Take him to the police.
You know this man? Who are you, Monte Cristo? Who are you?
Take him away.
One. He is not of the house of Cavalcanti.
His name is Benedetto. His most recent name, that is. He is a notorious escaped criminal.
And he wanted to marry my daughter. He doesn't lack nerve, I must say.
He's an escaped galley slave, among other offenses.
Duped! He has duped us all, Sergeant, including the infallible Monte Cristo. A Cavalcanti, indeed. This upstart, this blackguard. He has insulted my very person, which compels me to prosecute this case myself. In fact, it becomes a moral duty.
Lost rights, huh? I have not been tried yet.
Praise go away.
Andrea di Cavalcanti?
Go away.
Faustino.
You? My blessed protector, will you protect me thus on the guillotine, huh?
You will not be convicted if you do as I say.
Memorize the first page entirely. Familiarize yourself with all the other documents. I will be in the courtroom. Keep your eyes on me.
So this man, Andrea, Benedetto, Faustino, he assumes a new name for each fresh transgression, is no simple rascal, no petty scoundrel. He is a serpent of subtlety, a giant of cunning. But now this murderer has been caught in the act, with the weapon in his hand, gloating over the fallen body of his victim. So you can pass only one verdict on the disposition of this miserable creature. Death!
Order in the court. Order! Order! Accused, rise! Accused, your name and surname.
Monsieur le Président, I will give my name last of all.
It's in order for the prisoner to refuse. Let us proceed. Your age?
I am 21 years old. I was born on the night of the 27th of September, 1817.
Where were you born?
At Auteuil, near Paris.
Your vocation?
Oh, I am a professional man, a forger, a thief, on occasion an assassin.
Have you a request, Monsieur de Villefort? Questions from the bench have been completed. All but one. Now, prisoner, now. Will you consent to say your name, your true name?
I do not know it, but I know my father's name.
Then repeat your father's name.
My father is the king's prosecutor.
What did you say?
His name is de Villefort.
Order! Order! Silence or I'll tear the court! Silence! Silence!
The year 1817, Monsieur de Villefort entered a house at 28 Rue de la Fontaine in the village of Auteuil. His purpose? To keep there, hidden from polite society, a young woman. After a year of secret residence in Auteuil, the young woman, to Villefort's exasperation, gave birth to an infant son. Hours after the birth, the mother died. That very night, Villefort took the son, wrapped it in a cloth, and buried it alive in the garden of the house. The burial, Monsieur le Président, was witnessed from an upper window of the house by a servant. It was he who disinterred the body. Discovering it was still alive, he forthwith carried me to a foundling home. At the age of 13, I ran away from the home and embarked upon that distinguished career which has finally brought me, Monsieur le Président, to this court. The lease on the house in Auteuil signed by Monsieur de Villefort. The death certificate of Mademoiselle Émilie Goncourt signed by Hippolyte Fleury of Auteuil. A certificate from the same doctor testifying that Monsieur de Villefort was the father of the child. Deposition, testaments, sworn statements, etc., etc., etc. Might be advisable, sir.
No.
What is it, sir?
No, no. No, 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 no!
Listen to this, Girard. It is without foundation that Le Journal du Globe yesterday announced a revolt in Spain. A telegraphic signal, improperly interpreted owing to the fog, was the cause of this error. There was no invasion. There is no war. Spain is at peace!
Danglars! Ah, you have seen the paper. You know what's happening.
Is that why you so magnanimously made good our losses? So that you could buy up our bonds?
But gentlemen, I've sold my bonds too. I swear it.
You lie. I don't believe you, Danglars.
Danglars, do you know what you have cost me? You've read the paper, I presume? But gentlemen, you've lost nothing.
I lose when I do not make.
I want to know what this is all about. I've made good every penny.
I demand to know.
I will take the matter up with the chamber.
The board of governors. Confess, Danglars. Confess, you are a scoundrel.
Be advised, Danglars. I am taking you to court.
After me. I take him to court first.
No, after me. On charges of false representation, mishandling of funds.
Embezzlement.
I begin by withdrawing my account from this bank.
Yes, so will I, before the run begins. The run?
If you can't trust the biggest banker in Paris, you can't.
I shall go now at once. It doesn't do one moment to lose. And I hope that we shall get there in time.
Oh, good heavens.
Pleasant surprise out there.
I'm not here to exchange hypocritical expressions of politeness, but to demand an explanation.
For what, my dear boy?
All Paris buzzes with the story in the paper this morning. The one casting terrible aspersions on my father. On his integrity. On his military accomplishments. On his honor.
Yes?
It is in the Journal du Globe, the newspaper you so recently purchased.
You are in my home, Albert. I alone have the right to raise my voice here.
You're responsible for that story. Do you deny it?
No. I consider the glove thrown, Albert.
Tomorrow morning, sir. The Field of Mars. Dawn.
The Field of Mars.
Why?
You would not kill my son.
He challenged me, madam.
And what would you expect from a proud son? The general is his father.
I had a father once.
And you know how the boy feels. You can understand how zealous he is after the general's good name.
What general? My business is with a lieutenant I used to know.
What business?
Revenge, madam.
For what? For marrying the girl you loved. He does not deserve your vengeance. It was I. I was weak. I could bear my loneliness no longer. I married him because they told me you died in the Chateau d'If shortly after your arrest.
But why was I in the Chateau d'If? Why was I arrested?
I do not know.
I presume you recognize the hand?
How did you come by this?
With bribery, madam.
I cannot believe.
For 14 years, because of that letter, I lived in a dungeon of the Chateau d'If, so near to you. And I never knew that you'd married. Or that my father had died of hunger.
Oh, I did not know. We had moved away.
Ask me to forgive a man for stealing my love with a lover's deception. Very well, since you ask it, I forgive him that. Ask me to forgive him for stealing 14 years of my life. Very well, forgive him. But forgive him for destroying my father. Never, madam. Never.
In my dreams, I have seen you dead. Thrown to the bottom of one of those pits where jailers throw their dead prisoners. And I wake from this incessant dream with a cry, shuddering and cold.
Have you ever dreamed your father dead of hunger? Have you ever dreamed of the one you love giving her hand to a rival while you perish at the bottom of a pit?
Worse. I have seen him I loved on the point of murdering my son. Oh, Edmund, please. What good has it done for me to mourn for you eternally in the secret recesses of my heart? When I thought you dead, I should have died too. But foolishly I went on living, and for nearly 20 years compared all men to you and found them wanting. Missing you has been a day after day, year after year torment to me. And in all this time, my one consolation has been my son. My innocent son who should have been ours. Our son, Edmund.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
She told you.
Everything. I offer you my apologies, sir. You have every right to expose my father.
Providence again. I am the emissary of God. I've been spared to carry out his will.
General Mondego, this special committee of the House of Deputies is well aware of your illustrious past. We salute with profound respect the decorations you bear as testament to your extraordinary military career. It is then a great disturbance to this committee to read the revelations in the newspaper Le Journal du Globe. Starting yesterday with a threat of disclosures, Le Journal du Globe continues today with a long list of definite accusations. It is written here, in the Greek War when you were French emissary to the court of Ali Pasha, that you betrayed him to the Turks. It is written here...
Monsieur le Président, may I proceed immediately to my own defense?
Proceed, monsieur.
Document. A signed letter from the Ali Pasha himself reposing in me expressions of the utmost confidence. So complete was his faith in me that on his deathbed he resigned his wife and daughter to my care. His wife and daughter.
What happened to that wife and daughter?
I searched for them, Monsieur le Président. In the midst of the battle, my life was in constant danger, but I searched for them until I found them. They had been slaughtered by the enemy.
Can you produce testaments to the truth of what you have asserted?
Monsieur le Président, if the signed proof of Ali Pasha is not enough, I offer my word of honor as a French officer. Last but not least, this. You ask for witnesses of proof. I ask for a show of witnesses against me. What is the evidence? Some article in a scurrilous journal? Who gave these lies to this newspaper? Where is he? Let him come forth and throw a glove in my face.
Monsieur le Comte, your defense has a ring of validity. Your points well taken. You will therefore be gratified to learn the contents of this note I have just received, as follows. I was present at the death of Ali Pasha. I know what is become of the wife and the daughter. I claim the honor of being heard.
Who wrote those words?
The note is unsigned, sir, but the witness can be summoned on your approval. Only on your approval.
Let him appear.
Let him appear. Will you identify yourself, please?
I am the daughter of Ali Pasha. In front of you, sir, is a register of my birth and my baptism. There is also in that packet a record of the sale of my person and that of my mother.
The sale, you say?
A French officer sold us into slavery for the sum of 40,000 francs.
The name of that officer?
Fernand Mondego. You were trusted by my noble father. You were loved by him as a son. He entrusted you with the safe conduct of his wife and daughter. But you're a liar, a traitor, an assassin. Assassin! It was your sword that killed my father.
Monsieur le General, will you reply?
Lies. Lies. They're lies. You take the word of an infidel foreigner against the word of a general of the army of the king? The woman is an impostor.
Who is an impostor? She is truly the daughter of Ali Pasha. Those documents will prove it. They'll verify themselves soon enough. And when they are verified, General Mondego, Count of Mondego, hero of Yanina.
What is your connection with this woman?
Ask first, what is my connection with one named Edmond Dantes?
So, the light begins to break. Our sailor boy, back from the Isle of the Dead, huh? Insisting on his revenge and getting it, I begin to see, yes. Caderousse dead, Danglars dead, Villefort confined to an asylum. Is it my turn, Edmond?
It is.
You've done it exceedingly well, the way you expose us one by one, and then you strike. You ruin a man with exquisite finesse. But before you kick this dog to death, beware.
He barks.
Fight! Well, having ruined me, you now give me cause for revenge. I claim the right to send the dead back to the dead. Can you defend yourself, Edmond? Or do you stab only in the dark?
Don't say your prayers. You won't escape prison by the simple trick of dying. You'll serve your sentence in this world before you go to hell.
General Mondego, you are under arrest.
Why is the house empty? Where is the Countess Mondego?
She has gone to Marseille.
When?
Yesterday.
Where are you traveling?
To Africa, to find my son and be near him. He's joined the army.
Albert, a soldier?
He wants to expiate his father's sins.
Let me join you on your voyage. I can be of help to you both.
My son would never permit that.
Once you said he should have been our son.
Should have been, yes. But he has a father, and he has his father's name. A name you so thoroughly destroyed.
That was simple justice, madam. And believe me, it brought me no joy. But now my task's accomplished. I've no particular place in the world, no strong desire in life, but to make amends where I've hurt the innocent.
Avenging angels may not ask forgiveness of their victims.
I am no longer the instrument of God. I've been plunged back into nothingness. I'm searching for something lost. My soul, myself. For Edmond Dantes.
You will never find him. He died a long time ago in the Chateau d'If. And much of me is buried with him. But I celebrate the Count of Monte Cristo's return to the world of men. And I wish for him, from the depths of my heart, that he will find the peace for which he yearns.
But never. Never will he find that perfect love, which two young people lost. Irretrievably lost so many, many years ago. Bon voyage, Countess Mondego.
Goodbye, Count.